Hello everyone! Experiment time tonight. So welcome back to my studio. Thank you for being here. I am going to do a straight pour tonight, and I can't believe I haven't done it. It's been on my list. You know, I always keep like my little list of ideas. It's been on my list for a long time, and I haven't tried it. I'm going to try a straight pour tonight, but with Australian Floetrol and white as my white mixture. Now, Australian Floetrol really does its magic if it is swiped over other colors, or if somehow it is kind of sloshed over other colors or blown over other colors. So it just may come out to be just white. I'm not sure. And I haven't seen anybody else. I'm sure somebody else has tried it before, trust me, but I haven't seen it. So I don't know if it's going to work or not. I am going to layer my cup in front of you this time, because a ton of people always say, even though you can see the layers in the cup, they're like, how did you layer that? So I'm gonna layer it in front of you if I can get it on camera, I hope. Yeah, let's start. Let's paint. So I'm gonna start with the white in the bottom, and I'm actually gonna add quite a bit of white throughout. Just so that I can see kind of what's happening. I'm gonna add my yellow next, and I just tilt the cup a little bit. My paints are pretty thick. Let me see, I think I'm gonna go magenta. Ooh, I saw one little bit of something slide through there. Oh my gosh, I'm tripping. I am going to keep my colors on the side over here in the order that I layered them, just in case I want to layer them that way again. I do want my green, I want it to go a little bit darker and then lighter. Maybe next to, pour a little bit more in. I'm not finishing my sentences. I'm concentrating. This is a 20-ounce cup for a 20-inch canvas. It works pretty well. And I thought these colors would be really pretty together. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with my white. I think I'll have enough to layer this twice. Ooh, that white is sinking. Interesting. I used all of my yellow up. And whatever I have left over in colors, I will pour around the sides. Yep. And as you get closer to the top, you don't have to really tilt as much anymore. Had a little bit of white in there, but in the last layering scheme, but I think maybe I'll just put it in now. The rest of it on in there, and yep, it is sinking right down to the bottom. Oh, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I do not know. The rest of my, this is a magenta rose madder combo. All right, that is like filled to the brim. Okay, so I'll have a little bit of green and a little bit of blue left over. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this away. Okay, so straight pour, not ring pour, I have to remind myself. And I'm just gonna start straight in the center here. Ooh, I had a lot of bubbles. Oh my gosh, I have so many bubbles. And it is really all just blue coming out of here right now. I wonder if this Australian Floetrol is gonna do anything. Okay, here come all my colors coming out. It looks really pretty coming out, but I don't know. I am gonna rotate this just a little bit. Gosh, this takes so much like coordination too. I left my paints a little bit on the thinner side than I would regularly do a straight pour, just because I wanted to give the Australian Floetrol white mixture enough of a chance. So the first thing, oh, I don't like that. Dang. Not in love with the way that I did that center. Okay, we'll see. It's really interesting. So in a regular straight pour, the white would be very predominant if I layered it that many times. This looks like it took on the tint of some other colors, and I'll see as I stretch it out further. But that's something that's really interesting. I do have some tiny little cells populating, I can see. And I think I do have plenty of paint, but I'm just gonna pour the rest of this green right around there, just in case. And I'll pour the rest of the blue around this side right here. Am I gonna make it? All right. Now, if you had wanted, you could have put like a base coat down of white or green or blue, whatever color you were using. But I did not, because I know that this amount of paint will cover the canvas. I'm interested to see what comes out. I can't believe out of all that white I put in, there is no white to be seen in this right now. It took on the tint of whatever color it was next to. All right, I'm gonna, oh, let me put my gloves on, and then I'm just gonna stretch this out. The colors by themselves are gorgeous together. The only part that I think is gonna be a little bit muddy is this section right there. But let's see. All right. So I'm gonna go in a circular motion. Ooh. I already saw something. Yep, it's like right on the edge. Okay, so I'm just gonna work this on around. See if anything pops up. Ooh. So I'm not really seeing anything right now except the fact that it tinted the colors. It took on the tint of the colors, I should say. And I'm not like expecting this to develop anymore or anything. It's just kind of, it is what it is. I am getting some cells on the outer edges. It looks like it's the Payne's Gray. It's very interesting. So where there would have been white, it's kind of like blended the colors together a little bit. And I don't know if I want to come off the, look at all these. So I said this wasn't going to develop any, but I feel like it is in front of my eyes. Huh. I think I'm just going to let this dry. Super short and sweet. I may have to play around with this a little bit more. I do really like the colors. Yeah, no white to be found. Super interesting. It's actually a really pretty painting. I wonder how far this is gonna go. Wow. All right, so let me touch up my sides and then I will show you what it looks like wet, and then we'll come back in for the dry result. All right, well, first off, it's beautiful. I really love this color combination. The lines in the center, and that's just because it was thinner and the way I poured, they're like really blended together, this section. But look at the sides, y'all. Look what started to happen as it stretched over. Super cool reaction. It's almost like pearl cells are starting to like pop up. And that could be because the Payne's Gray is a creative inspiration. But I had green on the outer corners of this. So this is just very interesting to me. Here, I'll take you in. Beautiful colors, no lacing. But it's just so interesting that there's also no white, basically, in this painting. And I love how those got outlined with the magenta. Super cool effect. So there you have it. I think it's really interesting. There's that center. All right, so we'll see how this one dries. I wonder if any more of those cells are going to populate. All right, I'll show you the dried result. Well, my original idea of getting some type of lacing with the Australian Floetrol did not work, but the pour itself is gorgeous. Look at these colors down here. I am still very surprised. All of the white sunk down through. And it really just tinted the other colors like a lighter color. You can see how many different colors are in each of those rings. And this is not due to any of the Australian Floetrol. It is due to the Payne's Gray that I use that's really cell reactive. It's a Creative Inspirations. But look at all those lines and details. Oh. Super duper cool. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Happy painting. Bye.